I would like to read a poem by a friend, a mentor, teacher of mine, Lee Maracle, from her book, Talking to the Diaspora. And it's dedicated for Mahmoud and the children of Gaza. The poem that I want to read is called Remembering Mahmoud, 1976, which is when she first met the Palestinian poet in Vancouver. Mahmoud's poems are beads of sweat, dripping from stressed and weathered foreheads, to fall near silent amid incessant Israeli bombs, to rise, blood, from between the bits of rubble, clutched by Palestinians chasing a livelihood, from shrinking land base. They become desperate word flowers, blooming nonetheless from a land occupied by settlers, chronically stealing the lives of children. It's December, Toronto. Gaza is on fire again. Another wounded knee, another massacre. No muskets this time. Tanks, monster machines, bombs and missiles pummel the children. How brave is that? 40 Celsius in Winnipeg. Palestinians and indigenous children wave the placards. Stop killing children in Palestine. Free Gaza. My tears freeze on my face. My daughter is there, just as she was there 35 years ago, chanting, "Free Palestinians." My frozen tears cut pain lines on my face. In between the rubble, Darwish's last words look at the world, say goodbye to Edward Said, peer past the camps, the bombs, the hypocrisy, stubborn, resistant, eternal. There is no tomorrow in yesterday, so let us advance. I stare at a photo. A small boy cradles a pair of stones, gleaned from the rubble. I imagine him hearing Darwish's ghostly words. These stones testify. This is his home. He clutches them. He looks set to advance. The stones are no longer simply rubble. They cradle a story. They cradle his memory. They cradle his hope. They cradle Darwish's last testament. There is no tomorrow in yesterday, so let us advance. In this boy's hands, the stones transform. They are the story markers of his future. They are his beginning. Beloved stones, last bits of a place called home. They become the stones of conscience. They are his stones of pride. They will become his stones of belonging. They are the rocks of justice for all of us. His face is set. His eyes see past this rubble. They see forward to his return, forward to the restoration of his homeland, forward to the right of return. In his eyes, I see indigenous global tenacity. I touch the stones in the photo, caress his face, commit to building a bridge, an arc of light under this wind of war, of dispossession. I want to build a pathway and blow us all toward freedom and justice. I want the wind of freedom to echo the resonance of Mahmoud's breath tracks. Let us pick up this stone of justice, build this bridge that will lead us to the laughter of belonging, of being where we belong, of being who we are and always will be. This light shines back at me from his eyes. The light illuminates his stones, bound as these stones are to his resolve, to traverse across the abyss between his refuge and the tanks. My commitment to Palestine floats. The light emanating from his eyes captures my heart. I whisper, Palestine, Palestine, free Palestine. Wounded knee, no more wounded knees. I imagine him listening, hearing me, nearly smiling, just before he throws his stones.